Let's give it up. All right, great Friday afternoon, everyone. My name is Candace Jernigan. I am the Interim Director of the Office of Black Student Services and Program Coordinator for the Learning Community at Loyola Marymount University. I would like to welcome you all to the 33rd Annual Kente Graduation Celebration. It is with tremendous pride that I present to you 65 bachelor degree candidates, 12 master degree candidates, and 5 doctoral candidates. This year, we have a total of 82 graduates, and let's all take a moment to show our love and gratitude to the class of 2024. Now, let us please welcome the Senior Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Kawana Leggett.
I am honored to be with all of you celebrating the collective achievements of the class of 2024. This is the class that I like to call the class of resiliency. Let's give it up for our Lions. This occasion is a testament to unwavering support and love and encouragement of all the families and loved ones and friends who have been a part of the graduate's journey. So please, let's give it up for our family, parents, and friends. To the class of 2024, take a moment to look around this space today. All of these people represent your community. It is this community that will be here to support you and root for you when you go out into the world. I am confident that you will achieve great things. I am excited to see the impact as you ignite a brighter world. So we like to do a little thing called Go Lions. I want to hear the biggest Go Lions for our LMU graduates that we've ever done on this campus. So 1, 2, 3. Go Lions! 1, 2, 3. Go Lions! Congratulations to the class of 2024. At this time, I am pleased to introduce Resident Minister Davion Swan, who will provide the invocation.
Thank you, Dr. Leggett. Let us go to God in prayer. To God be the glory for the things that he has done. For the race is not given to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, but to the one that endures to the end. Thank you, God, for the strength to endure. Lord, we have come over a way that with tears has been watered, and it is your amazing grace that has kept us along the way. Lord, we thank you that throughout this scholastic journey, some have come to know you as waymaker. Some have come to know you as miracle worker. Some have come to know you as promise keeper. Lord, even some have come to know you as friend and companion, refuge and shelter. And for all of these things, we say thank you. Lord, we stand at the intersection of hope and future, and we want to say thank you. We thank you because you caused us to triumph. We thank you because you never left us, neither did you forsake us. God, we want to say thank you for the grace, for that midterm or that final that we didn't study well enough for, but Lord, you still saw fit to let us see this day. Lord, we want to say thank you for the oodles and noodles that we ate when we were freshmen and sophomore. God, we want to say thank you for the family and friends that prayed us through to get here. And we will never forget that your grace and mercy brought us all along the way. We thank you and we are grateful for the victory. In your name we pray. Let every grateful heart say amen and amen.
And now we are going to pray in the tradition of our ancestors. It's nothing more or less than a prayer done in the ways of the ancestors for centuries and centuries gone by, but also to this present day. Omi Tutu.
May the water be cool and refreshed.
Ona Tutu.
May the road and path be cool and refreshed.
Ile Tutu.
May the house, the home, be cooled and refreshed and blessed.
Tutu Laroye.
May a calm messenger precede all our prayers.
Olodumare. Ajuba Bobo Iku Embelese.
God, we give homage and we salute the ancestors that sit at your feet.
Olodumare. Ibaye, Ibaye, Ibaye Tonu.
We call upon and give praise to the owner of existence.
Ibashe Olojo Oni.
I call upon and give praise to the owner of this day.
Ibashe Orunmila. Eleri Ipin Ibikeji Olodumare.
I call upon and give praise to Orunmila, the witness to all choices of destiny, the second only to Olodumare.
And Olodumare means God. Ibashe Oshatora, Oshatora, Oshatora.
I call upon and give praise to the messenger of all our prayers.
Ibashe Imale.
Call upon and give praise to all the ancestors that preceded the birth of those who came into the world.
Ibashe Aiku Babawa.
Deathlessness is the father of character.
Ibashe Bobo Egunwa.
I call upon and give praise to the ancestors of good character, those known and unknown.
Ibashe Omo Aye.
I call upon and give praise to the children of this world.
Ibashe
I
Onile.
call upon and give praise to the earth, that which supports us, the ancestors that support us when we walk this world.
Ibashe
I
Olokun.
call upon and give praise to Olokun, the essence of all things that come from the sea.
Ibashe, 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 oh.
As I pay homage to the ancestors, may my homage be confirmed. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
And now, if you are able, please stand as we sing our Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice. You can find the words on the back of your program. We will be led by Mariah Allen, class of 2026, accompanied by Elvin Ross, class of 2026.
Good afternoon. My name is Drew Jenkins. I am graduating with a bachelor's degree of arts in economics. I am deeply honored to welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Nathan Sessoms. Dr. Nathan J. Sessoms is a clinical assistant professor in Loyola Marymount University's Department of Sociology and Urban Environmental Studies, where he teaches courses focused on race and ethnic relations, social inequality, community development, community-based organizations, and anti-racism. Formerly trained as an urban planner, Dr. Sessom possesses over 25 years of experience in the fields of community development, youth and workforce development, and nonprofit program management. From 2014 to 2020, he directed LMU's Office of Black Student Services. In that capacity, he guided the holistic growth and development of Black students by providing individual and group mentorship, developing programs and initiatives centered on identity development, and engaging students in the community-based leadership activities. Additionally, he assisted university administration as well as the broader campus community in navigating the realities of race and racism while working closely with the university's Latinx, Asian Pacific Islander, Jewish, Muslim, and LGBTQ communities. He also served as an advisor to several student clubs and organizations. Dr. Sessom also serves as the principal and CEO of Success Beyond Measure, Incorporated, a diversity and educational equity consulting firm that provides training and supportive services to academic institutions, for-profit entities, and community-based and nonprofit organizations interested in combating systemic racism and creating equitable outcomes for all. Since its founding in 2021, Success Beyond Measure has served clients across the United States and is currently finalizing the development of a philanthropic arm that will provide academic and need-based scholarship to partner schools and students from historically marginalized and oppressed communities. As a native of Cleveland, forgive me, I'm a little sick. Yeah. Sorry. All right. A native of Cleveland, Ohio, Dr. Sessom earned his Bachelor's of Business Administration degree from Ohio University, his Master of Arts degree in Geography and Urban Planning from the University of Toledo, and his doctorate in Geography from the University of Southern California. He has conducted research on race relations at Harvard University's Kennedy School of Government, presented research and served as a panelist at national conferences, contributed to several National Science Foundation-funded reports, and published in several peer-reviewed journals, including Urban Geography, The Professional Geographer, and CALFO. A thought leader on the topic of anti-racism and its applications within educational, organizational, and institutional settings, he frequently serves as an invited speaker on the intersections of race, gender, sexuality, and Catholic education, and is the producer and co-host of Ignatian Solidarity. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Nathan Sessom.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Drew, for that very kind introduction. Honored guests, faculty and staff colleagues, administrators, proud parents, guardians, and family members, distinguished alumni, and members of the Kente graduating class of 2024. I am honored, privileged, and even more so humbled by the invitation to participate in this year's Rite of Passage. It's good to be home. In all honesty, I was all set to share one of my favorite quotes by Frantz Fanon and move on with the charge. But over the past few weeks, I spoke with a number of graduating seniors. And if there was a theme that came out of those conversations, in a word, it was fear. And if we're being honest with ourselves, I think we can understand. You see, the college careers of this year's Kente graduating class began amidst a worldwide pandemic, the heinous murder of George Floyd, and subsequent protests. Their college careers now end in a period marked by anti-DEI and book banning, the overturning of affirmative action in higher ed, the repealing of reproductive rights, the war in Gaza, and once again, subsequent protests. If the world that I inherited upon graduating appeared broken, the world that they now inherit appears shattered. So rather than a charge, I thought a message of both empathy and empowerment would be far more appropriate. So, Kente graduates, I come before you this afternoon with a heart filled with understanding for what you've endured, but also boundless optimism and excitement for the promise you represent. And I offer you these 4 points as you arrive on life's stage. Always remain engaged in the process of understanding who you are. It's been said that our lives are defined by the decisions we make, but the decisions we make are rooted in who we are. Always be sure to control your own narrative. To aspire to success is admirable, but by all means, be mindful of the bait that some will place in front of you in the form of dollar signs and other tangible goods. For these are the fastest ways to join those lost souls who are quite literally bought and paid for, who appear to have image but lack the substance, who struggle to understand that the answer to the question is always we, not I or me, who are confident that they reside in some affluent neighborhood, but in reality, they reside somewhere in the sunken place. Remember, Kente graduates, integrity is not conditional, nor is it situational. Don't be distracted by the naysayers and the haters. They'll always be there. You'll soon learn that it's really not about what you're called, but it's always about what you're willing to answer to. Second, understand that life is not a game of winning and losing. Rather, life is a game of winning and learning. We'll get interactive here. Cadet graduates need you to help me out. I need each of you to turn to the graduate on your right. I want you to look him in the eyes, your other right. Turn to your right. Y'all are graduating now, come on, you gotta know this stuff. Come on now. Turn to your right, all right. I want you to look your fellow graduate in the eye. I want you to repeat after me. Your journey is your own. And I wish you the very best. Now, you gotta get this right. Turn to your left, your other left. I want you to look the graduate, I want you to look him in the eye and repeat after me. You already know. See, the truth of the matter is that some of you are going to realize your dreams relatively quickly. Some of you will not, but that doesn't mean you won't. Understand that the game of life is not about quick successes or delayed triumphs. Life is about moments. It doesn't really matter when your moment arrives. The question is, will you be ready when it does? So do not take lightly the winding road that comprises your journey. Instead, embrace it. In many cases, you'll find that the perceived instrument of your damnation can ultimately serve as the vehicle for your salvation. That thorn in your side is actually your blessing in disguise. Don't be jealous of others' successes. Instead, join them in celebrating and invite them to celebrate yours. For when one of us wins, we all win. When one of us is hurting, we all feel that pain. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Remember that you're human and at all times worthy of respect, dignity, and affirmation. No decision will ever feel 100% comfortable, so take some risks. Just make sure they're well-informed ones. Above all, remember that your mistakes don't define you. Rather, they refine you and guide you one step closer to being the best versions of yourselves. The word failure contains 7 letters, but so does the word success. You do have a choice. Lastly, Kente graduates, I encourage you to invest. And I know what you're thinking, that I secretly work for alumni relations. I'm getting ready to ask you to give. I know. That's not true. I'm asking you to invest in hope. You see, hope is the one emotion stronger than fear. When you invest in hope, you empower yourselves to envision a new day, a new era that each of you gets to define. Remember, you are your own author, and your dreams can, in fact, become your realities. How do I know that, you might be asking? Well, I know that because sitting here on this day, with the sun, at least earlier it was shining on your faces, it's shaded now. But you are our ancestors' wildest dreams. So Kente graduates, let this be your time. May you engage boldly with what Dr. King called the fierce urgency of now. And may you have courage in being the change you seek. Kente graduates, I see you, I love you, and I wish you the best.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. This is a celebration. I know we can do better than that. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, that's more like it. I am Monet Thompson. I'm graduating with a bachelor's in screenwriting. Every year, the Kente graduating class chooses an Adinkra symbol that represents the distinct attributes of their class, as well as their overall experience as an LMU Lion. The graduating class of 2024 chose Abedua. Abedua, or the palm tree, is a symbol of resourcefulness, wealth, and self-sufficiency. An especially revered symbol of the Akan, the symbol conveys the idea that one shares a near infinite resourcefulness and practicality. This symbol was chosen to represent us as a resourceful group of dynamic individuals that have navigated many challenges during our time at LMU. While growing and developing into the strong leaders we are today, we have been garnering the resources necessary to enlist change across this campus. As we move into the next phase of our lives, we know that we have been well prepared to adapt, improvise, and overcome. With the knowledge we gained and all the love, support, and strength we have received from the Black community, the class of 2024 is ready to make a difference by paying it forward, by sharing the wealth and resources, and continuing to transform the lives around us. And if you will now turn your attention to the screens, the Kente Student Planning Committee is proud to present the Class of 2024 Visual Journey and Reflections slideshow.
Y'all to see this. Turn up the lights in here, baby. You know what I need. Want you to see everything. Want you to see all of the lights.
nigga dead. I slapped my girl, she called the feds. I did that time and spent that bread. I'm headed home, I'm almost there. I'm on my way, headed up the stairs. To my surprise, a nigga replacing me. I had to take him to that ghetto university. The lights, cop lights, flashlights, spotlights, strobe lights, street lights. All of the lights, all of the lights. Fast life, drug life, thug life, rock life, every night. All of the lights.
Turn up the lights in here, baby. Extra bright, I want y'all to see this. Turn up the lights in here, baby. You know what I need. Want you to see everything. Want you to see all of the lights.
Restraining order, can't see my daughter. Her mother, brother, grandmother hate me in that order. Public visitation, we met at borders. Told her she'd take me back, I'll be more supportive. I made mistakes, I bumped my head, and court sucked me dry. I spent that bread, she need a daddy. Baby, please, can't let her grow up in that ghetto university. The lights, cop lights, flashlights, spotlights, strobe lights, street lights. All of the lights, all of the lights. Fast life, drug life, thug life, rock life, every night. All of the lights.
Turn up the lights in here, baby. Extra bright, I want y'all to see this. Turn up the lights in here, baby. You know what I need. Want you to see everything. Want you to see all of the lights.
Get in mine, baby. Gotta let you. Yeah. Get it right, baby. You should go and get your own. Get in mine, baby. Gotta let you. Yeah. Get it right, baby. You should go and get your own.
Unemployment line, credit card decline. Did I not mention I was about to lose my mind? And also was about to do that. Okay, you know we're going all the way this time. 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 We're going all the way this time.
Turn up the lights in here, baby. Extra bright, I want y'all to see this. Turn up the lights in here, baby. You know what I need. Want you to see everything. Want you to see all of the lights. I'm trying to tell you all I can say. I'm trying to tell you all I can say. I'm trying to tell you all I can say. I'm trying to tell you all I can say.
All's my life I has to fight. All's my life hard times like bad trips like Nazareth, I'm f***ed up, homie, you f***ed up. But if God got us, then we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Huh? We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the pay cut. Bahamas, I be looking at you from the face down. One Mac 11, even boom with the bass down. Skimming, and let me tell you about my life. Painkillers only put me in the twilight. We're pretty Benjamin is the highlight. I tell my mama I love her, but this what I like. Lord knows, 20 20 of them in my Chevy, tell them all to come and get me, reaping everything I sow. So my karma come in heaven, no preliminary hearings on my record. I'm a gangster in silence for the record. Tell the world I know it's too late. Boys and girls, I think I've gone great. Trying to side my face, it's all day. Won't you please believe when I say, when you know we've been hurt, been down before. When our pride was low, looking at the world like, where do we go? And we hate poor, wanna kill us dead in the street for sure. I'm at the preacher's door, my knees getting weak and my gun might blow, but we gon' be alright.
We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Huh? We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright.
What you want? You a house, you a car, 40 acres and a mule, a piano, a guitar, anything. See, my name is Lucy, I'm your dog. You can live at the mall. I can see the evil, I can tell it. I know it's illegal. I don't think about it. I deposit every other zero. Thinking of my partner, put the candy painting on a Rico. Digging in my pocket, in a profit big enough to feed you every day. My logic, get another dollar just to keep you in the presence of your Chico. I don't talk about it, be about it. Every day I sequel. If I got it, then you know you got it. Heaven, I can reach you. Pet dog, my dog, that's all. Big back and chat, I trap the back for y'all. I rap, I black on tracks, so rest assured. My rights, my wrongs, I right till I'm right with God. When you know we've been hurt, been down before. When our pride was low, looking at the world like, where do we go? And we hate poor, wanna kill us dead in the street for sure. I'm at the preacher's door, my knees getting weak and my gun might blow, but we gon' be alright.
We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Huh? We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright.
I keep my head up high, I cross my heart and hold to the night. Loving me is complicated, too afraid of life changes. I'm alright in your favor, dark nights in my prayers.
My mama called, see you on TV. Sunset done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was young, they said I won't be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. They ain't never had the dedication. People hating, say we changing, look, we made it. Yeah, we made it. They was never friendly, yeah. Now I'm jumping out of Bentley, yeah. And I know I sound dramatic, yeah. But I know I had to have it, yeah. For the money, I'm a savage, yeah. I be itching like I had it, yeah. I'm surrounded 20 bags, yeah. But they didn't know me last year, yeah. Everyone wanna act like they important, but all that mean nothing when I saw my door, yeah. Everyone counting on me, drop the ball, yeah. Everything custom like I'm at the bottom, yeah. If you winning, put your lighters to the sky. How could I make sense when I got millions on my mind? Coming with it, I just put it to the side. Bought a sense of baby, they could see it in my eyes. My mama called, see you on TV. Sunset done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was young, they said I won't be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. They ain't never had the dedication. People hating, say we changing, look, we made it. Yeah, we made it. I was patient, yeah. Oh, I was patient. Now I can scream that we made it. Now everywhere I go, they say congratulations. Young graduation. I pick up the rock and I ball, baby. I'm looking for someone to call, baby. But right now I got a situation. Never old Ben Franklin. Big rings, champagne. My life is like a ball game. But instead I'm in a trap though. Pot so big, call it Super Bowl. Super Bowl, caught up, get in the rolls. Top flow lifestyle, Huncho and Post, Malone. I got a play on my phone. You know what I'm
said done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was young, they said I won't be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. They ain't never had the dedication. People hating, say we changing, look, we made it. Yeah, we made it.
As we prepare for the stolling of the Kente graduates, please welcome Dr. Cheryl Grills, President's Professor of Psychology and founder of the Kente graduation, and Dr. Brad Stone, Associate Dean of the Bellarmine College of Liberal Arts and Professor of Philosophy.
Good afternoon, family. All right, I'm gonna try it again. Good afternoon, family. Thank you. So 33 years ago, in 1991, the first Kente was held. It consisted of me, George Morton, who was then the director of the Office of Black Student Services, and 9 students, and we did it in the hallway outside of the Office of Black Student Services. We've come a long way. So this is our rite of passage celebration, but it is not merely a celebration. In the tradition of African rites of passage, this is ultimately a call to serve. We must remember that in this American context, we did not elect to be here. We were stolen and enslaved. We did not elect to vote. We fought to get the right to vote. We did not elect to be poor. We were impoverished. We did not elect to be homeless. We were swindled and never got our 40 acres and a mule. And the list goes on and on. Our contradiction, family, is that we tolerate the conditions that diminish our humanity, and we have not given proper time to heal from 400 plus years of assaults to our dignity and humanity. As Malcolm X said, if you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. If you pull it out all the way, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that the blow made. And they won't even admit that the knife is in our back. So, our history has been one of indelible resilience in the face of incredible injustices. As a people across the diaspora, we have endured enslavement, colonialism, slave codes, 3/5 a human being, over 6,000 recorded lynchings, Dred Scott, the KKK, Jim Crow, convict leasing, the Black Code, Separate but Equal, Little Rock 9, Bloody Sunday, Birmingham church bombings, numerous uprisings, the war on drugs, which was a war on us, the school to prison pipeline, more televised police murders than we can keep up with, and more. We have endured much as a people, but we have endured as a community and not mere individuals. Graduates, while we continue to face injustice, remember the saying on my sweatshirt yesterday during rehearsal. Dear ancestors, we understand the assignment. And let us thank the ancestors who left us cultural tools and wisdom to make a way out of no way, because grounded in our cultural tradition of resilience, rooted in community, we stand against the odds. Look at us right now. In spite of these odds, we are here in community celebrating your accomplishments, and we celebrate the fact that when the going gets tough, we go deep. deep into the storehouse of our cultural traditions that is our superpower. So graduates, these words are specifically for you. Forgive my back to you. Without hesitation, we must insist to the world that Black lives are valuable, reparations are long overdue, and we will not back down in this call to action and this call to consciousness. James Baldwin once said, "The American ideal of progress is measured by how fast I become white." Graduates, listen to us clearly this day. Your progress is measured by being the best of what God made you to be, with character, compassion, and humility. For as the Yoruba proverb states, when you stand in the blessings of your mother and God, it matters not who stands against you. Our cultural values insist, too, that we acknowledge this tragic, soul-crushing moment in history. In so many ways, our world is broken, perhaps shattered. It has forgotten what matters most, human life and our responsibility to care for each other. Armed with moral fortitude and the belief that a just and fair world for all people is possible, we, the children of Africa, should and must be concerned with the immeasurable human suffering occurring around the world in Gaza, Israel, Ukraine, and too, in several parts of Africa. But sadly, we don't have the benefit of the same degree of news coverage about African suffering. How many of you, for example, know that just last week, thousands of people were displaced by flooding in Burundi, and many lost their lives to flooding in Nairobi, Tanzania, and KwaZulu-Natal? They're not covering our pain. That's okay. Graduates, these times call on you to be diligent and discerning of the information you consume, and hopefully it's not TikTok, to do your own analysis of the issues informed by your head, heart, and spirit, and to never lose your sense of humanity. Human suffering anywhere mandates empathy, compassion, solidarity, and action. To ignore suffering in our midst is to diminish our ability to be fully human. Now, a few words about our ceremony. In many African traditions, when a child is born, the community is renewed. When a child becomes an adult, the community is strengthened and sustained. In your time with us at LMU, we have taught you graduates many things, but we expect you to continue to educate yourself, to seek wisdom and learn what African and African-American writers, scientists, historians, philosophers, artists, and others have said of the world's great problems. Follow in the footsteps of your ancestors. Educate your mind. Elevate your character. Our community needs you. We need your commitment to develop and perfect your skills, to be concerned about one another, your people, and all people. And we, as your elders, pledge to you that we will strive to set a good example and to be there for you to make your path easier and clearer as others have done for us. Please know, graduates, that your education is not solely a personal achievement. It brings with it a responsibility to those who have paved the way for you, those who struggle in your midst, and those who are counting on you for a future. An African proverb states, "The new broom sweeps clean, but the old broom knows the corners." So listen up. You're not too grown. You must still seek the counsel and listen to your parents and your elders. Our elders planted the seeds for our achievements. For this, we owe a large debt. Their experience and wisdom can teach you much about living, struggle, joy, the world, racism, and more. You would do well to listen to their experiences and advice and realize they are the living testament of our people's past. They deserve to be honored and respected. To the community, these words are specifically for you about our Kente, and Kente is our LMU rite of passage. In our African tradition, rites are ceremonies that mark critical events in the lives of our people. They include those rituals by which our children successfully come to know who they are, what they're about, and the purpose and meaning of their existence. This is critical because, as Dr. Amos Wilson, the psychologist, said, if we don't know who we are, then we are whoever somebody says we are. The phases of the rites of passage are usually three. 1, separation. We took in your children. 2, transition. They engaged, learned, and grew. 3, incorporation. As adults, transformed, we give them back to you. In our Kente rite of passage, the graduates this year received several things. First, a naming. A day name in the Akan tradition of Ghana, and an African name meant to reflect something about who they are, what they've accomplished, or what they're aspiring to has been bestowed upon them. These names are drawn from all corners of the continent, north, south, east, and west, and Central Africa. And they're bestowed on the students after careful review and selection by a committee of LMU faculty and staff. We do this African naming to symbolically do Sankofa, which is to go back and fetch our traditions. In our classical African civilization in Egypt, Kemet, your Ren, which is your name, represents the essence of the individual, and it's energizing when it's uttered. Calling someone's name reminds them of their purpose and their earthly mission. In the Akan tradition, a name is the final seal of a complete person and is taken very, very seriously. It's linked to the general meaning of existence, which is to lead a good life and achieve the most precious prize of all, a Zen Pa, which is an ideal name for posterity. Graduates, in today's rite of passage, the first name marks the day of the week of your birth. The second marks the recognition of something about you witnessed by your LMU family. The second thing that the graduates will receive is their Kente cloth from the Akan tradition of Ghana in West Africa, which is, by the way, our ceremony is nothing happenstance, and it's not about just show. Everything is ritual, everything is intentional. So these Kente stoles you see here, they are not from some factory in Texas. For 32 of the 33 years, our Kente stoles have been made by hand and the weaving machine by Mr. Bampo in the Art Center in Accra, Ghana. His tradition is with us. The next thing that the students will get is a 5-page, 9-point font scroll, single-spaced. Their education is just beginning. So we are giving them a reading list compiled by the faculty and staff over the years because the true education begins now. So the last thing that they will get is a personal gift from me. It was easy when it was 9 students. This personal gift from me is for each graduate brought back this year from different parts of the diaspora. Specifically, the gifts are from Ghana, Nigeria, Morocco, Cuba, and Senegal, and Brazil. And it's blessed in the tradition of our ancestors. So graduates, my hope is that you will hold on to these small tokens that reflect our cultural heritage. Now, last thing about this process, I want to say to the students, my final words to you before the stoles are given. First, any river loses its identity when it enters the sea. Second, One should not exchange his eagle feather for that of the vulture. In other words, students, don't lose the essence of who you are as you enter the sea of life, and don't sacrifice your integrity or your identity. And know that as President Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana counseled, you are not African because you were born in Africa, but because Africa was born in you. So be humbly proud to be African, and remember the 4 C's of Kente graduation, that you be conscious, committed, courageous, and you embrace these 3 with conviction. And as Marcus Garvey said, let the sky and God be your limit and eternity your measurement. And so we are going to do the gifting and the stoling. I'll be assisted by Dr. Brian Alexander and Dr. Stone, who will do the stoling, and faculty and staff who will give out the gifts. However, you as the community have to hear from the students, and you have to decide if you are ready to receive them back. So, Dr. Stone.
Hotep, Ago! Amen. Who are you that come before the ancestors, elders, family, teachers, and peers?
We are the LMU Kente Scholars of 2024. We are self-knowledge without end. Perpetual evolution is our destiny. Our knees do not quake when we contemplate our destiny. We create the world we desire through action.
We commit to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves.
I know I shall prevail, for I am who I say I am.
And who are you? Tell us, tell your community on this day who you are and what you have to say.
We are an African people, and we will never forget the humanity, glory, and suffering of our ancestors. We honor our elders and respect their struggles. We will have discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. We will be free and self-determining. Our unity in sisterhood, brotherhood, siblinghood, and justice is profound, principled, and forever. We have nothing better, more revolutionary, or rewarding to do with our lives than to struggle to bring into being a new world, a world in which we, our children, and our people can live, love, and create freely, and stand and walk in a warmer sun. We are an African people.
The future of Africa and Africans in America and abroad rests in your hands. The struggle demands that you use your skills, talents, knowledge, and training to liberate both. For anything you do short of this will constitute betrayal of your history, your LMU education, and your commitment to humanity. Do not fail us.
Are you ready for this responsibility? Please reply, Yebo, if you feel you are ready, or Debi, if you feel you are not ready for this rite of passage. Are you ready for this responsibility? Yebo! Dear community, are they ready for this responsibility? Please reply, Yebo, if you feel they are ready, or Debi, if you feel that they are not ready for this passage. Are they ready for this responsibility? Yebo!
All right then. Now our scholar initiates will receive the honored Kente stoles as a symbol of our cultural heritage and traditions. Each student's name will be called and their given family name, followed by our new greeting of them with the African day name and name recognizing something about them. After they receive their stole, they will receive their gifts, and then they will be seated. So, family, I know this is special to you. Two things I want to share. Forgive me now if I mispronounce your child's name. I promise you I will mispronounce some names, okay? My apologies. Second, I know you're excited when you see your baby up there, but if we can hold the applause until all the students have received their stoles, and there's a segment where we will all collectively acknowledge them, okay? All right. Daniel Ardon. We greet you as Kwame Akinleye. His valor is glorious. Brandon Richard Firth. We greet you as Kwabena Funpere. His education is wealth. Akir M. Ajak. We greet you as Abena Sarama. She is a nice, beautiful girl. Cade Job Ford. We greet you as Yao Amuago. He is powerful and noble. Jelani Jalise II. We greet you as Yao Kobe. He is a warrior. Linda Mae Milborn. We greet you as Ya Kanyilsile, she who brings light. Gabriella Aline. We greet, and she's one of my students. We greet you as Olabisa. She is joy multiplied. Sinclair Hicks. We greet you as Essie Hasina. She is good. Odoba Olga Akuosa. We greet you as Afua Tato. She has the will and determination to succeed. Kolane Gemeda. We greet you as Akosua Namusa. She is with grace, kindness, and light. Troy K. Womack Henderson. We greet you as Akua Amafini Ere. She is a woman who opens up the glory of her community. Elijah Scott, we greet you as Kwabena Moriba, he who is curious. Kieran Wesley Armstrong, we greet you as Kwesi Oloriire. He makes great decisions. He is the bearer of good destiny. Cameron Hawkins, we greet you as Abena Adiola, she who wears a crown of honor. Khalif Bird, we greet you as Kweku Lushiku. He is someone who you can rely on to make a difference. Aria Gabrielle Fulton, we greet you as Abena Motima, she who has heart. Kabran Ayalu Abebe, we greet you as Ama Duduzela. She is a comforter. Aiden Hassel McMahon, we greet you as Yao Sibusiso, he who is and will be a leader. Beatram Lalusha, we greet you as Kweku Komunyaka. He is passionate. Drew Elise Townsend, we greet you as Abana Injemile. She is one who is upstanding and bold. Sasha Simone Small, we greet you as Ama Amunem Sasi. Let me say that again. Amunem Saez. She is under God's protection. It's an ancient Kemetic term. Drew Dylan Jenkins, we greet you as Kwesi Gambo. He is a warrior. Amaya Braithwaite, we greet you as Akua Ashiki. She is filled with love and passion. Janelle Olivia Marshall Singleton, we greet you as Ya Thenjiwe. She is the trusted one. Alyssa Watson, we greet you as Afua Kapia. She who is fiery. Dominique Radcliffe, we greet you as Ya Kamaria. She is just like the moon. Alyssa Rain Simmons, we greet you as Ya Lulu. She is a precious pearl. Stella Stewart, we greet you as Abana Abrahut. She emanates light. Quentin Holloman, we greet you as Kwesi Dala. He is full of creativity. Michael Ofori, we greet you as Ahoto. He is peace. Chelsea Cooper, we greet you as Nelungo. She is a sacrifice. Abeni Wade, Ebony, thank you, Ebony. We greet you as Ya Ndondoloza, she who guards and protects her community. Latina Daniel, I'm not sure what part of the memo folk didn't get, but Latina Daniel, we greet you as Adjua Basira. She brings insight. Naomi Mesfin, we greet you as Ya Sizani. She helps all. Sarah Ish, we greet you as Akua Njeri. She who travels and explores the world. Abby G. Wineglass, we greet you as Essie Timpipamo Ere. She will survive and thrive. Medina Shabazz, we greet you as Ajua No Buntu. She is filled with humanity. Jay Lowry, we greet you as Eboa Bena Boboto. They will bring peace and friendship to all people. Dalia Coleman, we greet you as Abena Nuago. She is a child of elegance. Satori Rosen, we greet you as Ajua Jisho Tilawa, the celebrated one. She is a gift of joy for the people. Nayana Thompson, we greet you as Ajua Muumba. She is a creator. Cameron Johnson, We greet you as Abena Sharufa. She is distinguished. Megan Mingo. We greet you as Akua Safiya. She is one who is pure and wise. Jasmine Grace Franklin. We greet you as Afua Nia. She is purpose. Thank you. Aubrey Mishchang. We greet you as Ya Akua. She is a sweet messenger. Sydney Kelly. We greet you as Ayitero. She is peace on earth. Saran Abebe Tadesi. We greet you as Abena Ntombencha. She pursues her goals with youthful vigor. Ashley Parks, we greet you as Ya Ayoka. She is surrounded by joy. Yinka Renee Akinlade. We greet you as Akua Fola. She is one who brings honor. Maya King. We greet you as Ajua Omalata. She was born at the right time. Monet Isabella Thompson. Come on, y'all. We greet you as Ya Saran. She who brings joy. Maya Black. We greet you as Abena Oneyado. She is gold. Okay, thanks. Chloe Michelle Jordan. We greet you as Ya Adetutu. She is clear like water. Hannah Bashelis. We greet you as Akua Folashade. She will wear a crown. Jera Brown Simmons. We greet you as Afua Ngozi. She is a blessing. And that concludes the undergraduate students. We are now going to move on to the master's degree students. Jenissa Groves, we greet you as Akua Afia. She is a woman of health, wealth, she is a woman of health endeavors, Sammy Haynes, we greet you as Kwojo Iheki. He brings the light of God. Brent Scott, we greet you as Kofi Muata. He is a searcher. Ellis Powers, we greet you as Svalele. He is complete. And these are the undergrad. Teniola Emily Ogunbadero, we greet you as Abena Masia. She is unique and can never be duplicated. Kendall Cooper, we greet you as Kwesi Eziaku. He brings true wealth. Darian Moore, we greet you as Ama Zakia. She is intelligent. Simone Trenike Dill, we greet you as Ya Anya Dibia. She has the perceptive eye of the diviner. Iana Newborn, we greet you as Akua Nana. She is the mother of the earth. Whoa. Imani Knights Winston, we greet you as Afua Ifeoma, she is beautiful. And so that concludes the master's degree students. And now we move to our 4 doctoral students who are present with us today. We had 2 more, but they couldn't make it with us today, but we have their stoles for them. Brandy Renee Avila. We greet you as Akua Ngina. She is one who serves. Crystal Dominique Duncan. We greet you as Ama Nolwazi. She is the one with knowledge. Oh, we have 5. Okay. Jeremy Divinity. We greet you as Kwabena O'Shea. He is the maker of great things. Charity Chandler Cole, whose dissertation I sat on. We greet you as Essie Meresmaat. She loves the order of all things. Candace Jernigan. Her name is befitting. We greet you as Ama Bisa. She is greatly loved. And that concludes all of the naming. But before we can celebrate them, we have to make sure that they receive the 7 instructions in the 7 cardinal virtues of Ma'at. This will be led by Dr. Rooks and Dr. Stone, and I will assist.
The virtue of truth instructs you, speak with correctness. The virtue of justice instructs you to stand up for what is just, fair, moral, and right. The virtue of righteousness instructs you to be fair and equitable and to strive for clarity and openness in your communications.
So you rise up in responsibility, sit in humility.
The virtue of harmony instructs you to reject discord and chaos and strive for thoughtful solutions. The virtue of order instructs you to conduct your affairs with a clear direction, maintaining stability in your affairs.
Rise up in responsibility, sit down in humility.
The virtue of balance instructs you to strive for balance in your affairs in life. The virtue of propriety instructs you to personify honorable behavior that respects the traditions and values of our global African heritage.
Rise up in responsibility, sit down in humility. With those instructions in hand, community, I believe now duly instructed that we can recognize our graduates. Join me in celebrating them in this moment by repeating over and over, Ashe, 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 Ashe.
All right. While I have a moment to speak and before I begin my speech, I want to say that as Kente scholars, we should all resonate with all the students across the U.S. fighting to free Palestine.
Long live the student intifada. Okay, let me begin my speech. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Latina Daniel, and I'm graduating with the Bachelor's of Arts and with the degree. I am graduating with a Bachelor's of Arts, degree in Political Science, minor African American Studies. Each year, the Kente graduating class acknowledges a faculty member who has gone above and beyond the call of duty to assist us in expanding our minds and accelerating our development as critical thinkers. However, before announcing this year's honoree, on behalf of the class of 2024's Kente graduates, I would like to acknowledge all of our African American faculty members and thank them for their time, effort, and commitment to our academic journey. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. To Dr. Michaela Bethune, congratulations. Dr. Bethune, stand up.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jayla Lowry, and tomorrow I graduate with a bachelor's degree in environmental studies. Thank you. Thank you. Each year, the Kente graduating class acknowledges a staff member who has worked tirelessly to assist us through the provision of mentoring and the development of co-curricular programming that enhances the knowledge we attain in the classroom. However, before announcing this year's honoree, on behalf of the 2024 Kente graduates, I would like to acknowledge all of our Black staff members and thank them for their time, effort, and commitment to our overall development. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Thank you. I am pleased to announce that this year's Staff Recognition Award goes to our TLC program coordinator, who is no longer at LMU, but has always remained supportive of us and our community here, on Alexis Bridewell.
Good afternoon. Before I begin, I was named Peace Ahoto. He is peace, and I believe as a candidate for peace and a student for justice of the Kente Scholars, I believe that it's important that we raise awareness and firmly stand against genocide across the We firmly stand against genocide across the globe, including but not limited to Congo, South Sudan, and Palestine. Now, without further ado, my name is Michael Ofori. Michael Yao Ofori. And I'm here to present the Black Community Impact Award. The Community Impact Award goes to LMU community members that have played a crucial role in building relationships with students and colleagues. This year, we are pleased to acknowledge Dr. Tifase Webb, who has participated in Kente since its founding. This person could not be here today, but I am pleased to announce that this year's awardee, Dr. Tafase Webb.
Thank you. He's been our libator for all the years except one this year.
To Dr. Tafase Webb, we appreciate your commitment to the community here at LMU and Kente for the last 30 plus years.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is also part of our tradition here at Kente Graduation to acknowledge people in our community who have achieved new life, although not through LMU, but in our faculty and staff. This year, we would like to acknowledge a new PhD in our faculty ranks. If I could ask our good friend, the jazz man, Dr. Eddie Becton. Stand up, Eddie. We congratulate him for defending his PhD in African Kana and African American Studies at Temple University.
Please welcome Dr. Brian Keith Alexander, Dean of College of Communication and Fine Arts, to announce this year's Kente valedictorian.
Let me see if I can actually find this now. The Kente Valedictorian Award is bestowed upon an undergraduate from the class of 2024 that has the highest grade point average and has demonstrated academic excellence throughout their time at Loyola Marymount University. This year's Kente Valedictorian is Ashley Parks, and the University Valedictorian for the undergraduate commencing tomorrow is Yenka Akinlade.
I serve as the program coordinator for the learning community here in Ethnic and Intercultural Services. This year, the Kente graduating class acknowledges a student within the learning community who has demonstrated dedication and commitment not only to the success of the program, but to the advancement and support of their peers. In their time at LMU, the student has made a lasting impact on the community through their exemplary leadership in the TLC program. It is my honor to present this year's TLC Outstanding Senior Award to Adoba. On behalf of the Office of Black Student Services, I would like to recognize a senior and a graduate student and a community member for their unwavering service and selfless dedication to the Black community at Loyola Marymount. The senior that I would like to acknowledge has gone above and beyond to support the work of the Office of Black Student Services and has devoted time, energy, and personal resources so that the Black students on campus can enjoy their college experience. This year's OBSS Outstanding Senior Award goes to Megan Mingo. And this year's graduate student unfortunately couldn't be here with us, but this particular graduate student has made it his priority to immerse himself into the LMU Black community. Students recognize his hard work within the Academic Resource Center with the Katz Family Academic Skills Program, working with our undergraduate students. He has provided mentorship to many of the undergraduates and has played a major role in helping them succeed in their classes. This year's OBSS Outstanding Graduate Student Award goes to Travis Richards, and we'll accept this on his behalf. And now we'll hear closing remarks for our class of 2024, Aria Fulton.
Hello, family. Before we give closing remarks, we also want to honor another special person in our Black community, so I do invite Jayla Lowry up here to present the award.
Hi again. As you know, my name is Jayla. I'm here to present one final award. I would also like to thank my fellow committee members for this year's Kente celebration for using their platform to express support for our brothers and sisters in Palestine, in the Congo, and everywhere else where people face persecution. If you didn't already know, LMU's Black community is very close-knit. We come to the Bluff from different places, bringing our unique perspectives, but the love and respect is always present. To that end, we believe in expressing our gratitude for hard work, dedication, sacrifice, and achievement, and of course, always ensuring that the interests, needs, and overall success of Black students remain a priority. Ironically, these attributes, hard work, dedication, sacrifice, and achievement, accurately describe our next honoree. The Kente graduating class of 2024 would like to acknowledge one individual in particular who has consistently demonstrated these characteristics while serving as the director of the learning community and the interim director of the Office of Black Student Services, all while earning her master's degree. Yes, amazing. She is incredible. We all love her so much. So please join me in both thanking and honoring Candace Jernigan.
Okay, so good afternoon. My name is Aria Fulton, and I'm graduating with a Bachelor's of Science in Biology. And it is with great honor and respect that I thank the organizers of this beautiful Kente graduation. Thank you. And for the long tradition on which it stands. As us students answer our call and accept this rite of passage, we thank you all for your faithfulness in answering your own call that led us to be fortified, mentored, and taught by you. Many of us, class of 2024 graduates, began our college journeys while in a pandemic and at a time of racial and social uproar. However, this community of individuals created a safe space and stability when there was none, bringing love into our lives. We are bonded together by our shared experiences in the world and at LMU, so don't forget it. Also, do not forget that the individuals here today will always be here to lift you up. We are living a life that our ancestors prayed for. With the many blessings that we have received, it is now our responsibility to walk in confidence, with our heads held high, knowing that we stand on the shoulders of giants. By attending LMU, each of us is equipped with the skills needed to make meaningful change in our own niches of the world. Whichever path we take after leaving here, let us listen to the spirit within us that will always take us where we are destined to be. Finally, let us always remember to live boldly and bring our African heritage and the spirit of Mbangi along our journeys. We have already and will continue to accomplish great things. Congratulations to the Kente class of 2024.
Afternoon, all. My name is Dr. Alicia Maddox, and I am the Senior Director for Alumni and Family Engagement here at LMU. Graduates, today we recognize and honor you for your incredible achievements and hard work. Your academic excellence, your service, your leadership have inspired our community. As you prepare to leave the Bluff, know that it is this Black community that will always be rooting for you. We all know the African proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. Once you cross that stage, today and tomorrow, you become a part of this village. You all have a responsibility to pull up those coming after you and continue to pour into this community. Graduates, many proud alumni are here today to witness your success. As is Kente graduation tradition, I now ask all LMU alumni that are here today to please stand and flank this center aisle in front of me as we move to closing the program. Alumni will remain in that aisle until each graduate has walked through. LMU alumni, I ask that you rise and flank this center aisle here where I am pointing. Right there, you see that? See that wave right there? Come on. Come on, I'll give you a few more minutes, seconds, really. We love to see it, don't we? All right, hustle, y'all, we gotta go. All right. Flank each aisle, please. Flank one side of each of the aisle, please. All right. Kente graduates, this tunnel of alumni is welcoming you into the LMU African American Alumni Association. Today, you are members of this association, and we are excited for each of you to be a part of this long and rich legacy of alumni. Congratulations, class of 2024, and welcome to AH.
I've been charged to deliver a benediction. The word benediction simply means to bestow a blessing. So to the graduating class, as you stand at the precipice of your purpose, may the works of your hands and mind be blessed. May your way be successful. May you have witty inventions and great ideas. May you make meaningful connections, and may you be favored in every room your feet enter, and may nothing by any means harm you. Now may the grace of God and the love of Jesus and the sweet communion of the Holy Spirit rest, rule, and abide now, henceforth, and forevermore. Amen.
Graduates, we will now gather on the front steps of the chapel to take our group photo. Once the photo has been taken, we invite you to celebrate with the graduates at the Kente graduation reception, which will take place at the Mbagi Spot, LMU's Black Student Space, which is just a short walk over, so you all will be escorted that way. We will now lead all guests to the Mbagi Spot after graduates recess. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2024. See y'all at the chapel. Yes. Congratulations, y'all. No, y'all amazing. Look.